Hello, welcome to another video from Avenue X looking at Chinese dramaland in the past week. Let's get right into it. On the 22nd, we have a drama that just airdropped on Tencent. And it's called 突然的喜欢, sudden liking or sudden interest in something, which is like the drama suddenly happened. 28 episodes on Tencent. My page in the 90s. So it is actually a story of somebody in 2020s who suddenly ended up in a book that she actually despises, that was written in the late 1990s, one of those classic popular romantic novels, and she has to basically play through the plot as it's written or she cannot get out. And then the male lead is, well, the guy who's in the story that she has to be paired up with, and it's played by Chen Xinxu and Wang Yuwen. The fact that it's these two makes it a lot more funnier and interesting than usual pairing. Due to these two people actually in real life have known each other for a long time. They were kind of like in the same school when they were teenagers, even younger. The families know each other type of situation. And together with them, I think Liu Haoran and also Zhang Xingchen, they're like all a pack of people who just happen to know each other for years before they even got into the industry. About a month ago, during the end of the year events of multiple platforms, there was this thing that went viral on internet, not just in China, but globally, which is during one of those events, Wang Yuwen and Zhou Ye were sitting on either side of Chen Xinxu and they were talking over him. So he was like sitting back and these two girls were so gossiping in front of him. And that whole sort of scene got captured by camera and somehow went viral on internet. And there's been a lot of talks after that. People were suggesting probably Wang Yuwen and Chen Xinxu has more going on. I'm personally not a huge fan of Gossip Land. It just happens to be right after that this drama airs. And it's kind of this awkward romantic story about a girl who is forced to go through a plotline with a guy who is not really a real person. And it only just aired. I watched 2 episodes yesterday, so it's still too early for me to tell whether the whole thing is gonna work. I'll do my best to keep watching it, although I have too many dramas to juggle right now. I may not be able to. Because as of 23rd today, we do have the big drama that I've been waiting for since end of last year, finally airing for real. It kind of announced it about 3 days ago before it aired, and it already made me laugh so much, and I'll let you know soon why that is the case. But anyway, that is the drama 太平年 Swords into Plowshares. Now the official number of the episode is 48. Not only is it going on iQIYI, Tencent, and Mango at the same time, it also goes on CCTV. Based on its airing schedule, it's gonna finish airing before Chinese New Year. I think internationally it's on Viki, but it will be updated slower because of probably subtitling. I just watched 2 episodes before I sat down making this video. So far I'm pretty happy because it's the classic big historical drama that will unfold very slowly and introducing characters one by one, and there are many characters it needs to introduce. It even features the younger version of our lead character so far. In the first 2 episodes, Bai Yu hasn't shown up because he is a kid in the first 2 episodes. The funny thing is it goes live on 23rd today. 23rd is also the day where the game Where Winds Meet is gonna do an update of a part of the map that hasn't been opened up to the players until this afternoon after 3 p.m. If you look at CN server, which is the Chinese server version that's a year ahead, it also has a big update that happens on today, 23rd. So you have a drama that's about that period of time airing on 23rd. The game updates stuff on the same day. So the drama is on and I will be chasing it diligently and I hope it doesn't disappoint me. I do hope it can at least feature some people that's mentioned in the game, which so far already there are the Zhao family people who would eventually become the ruler, founder of Song Dynasty, who have already shown up. You have Shi Jingtang, this character also has already showed up in the drama, who's also featured in the game in that task where you go into the temple and steal the most important mystic art of the game so far. Also, you have the mentioning of a very, very infamous general in Chinese history called Du Chongwei, who is tied to the tragedy of the general Wang Qing, who has a very big presence at the beginning of the game in the Qinghe region. Du Chongwei has been mentioned, but you haven't yet seen who's playing it. And this guy is basically responsible for Yan Yun Shiliu Zhou being lost during a very big battle, started the tragedy of that region for the next 400 years. So these people are already showing up in the drama in different ways and they're featured in the game. So as the drama goes on, we'll see how many things can overlap each other and whether it's actually worth talking about in videos. I highly look forward to the future plot of this drama. As if it's not enough, on 23rd today, we also have a short drama that has just aired on Youku. This is one of those Youku short suspense crime drama, only 13 episodes, called 暗恋的救赎, My Dearest Stranger. It is led by Wang Luodan, Huang Zongze, Yuan Hong, also guest starring Jiang Xin and Ren Bing. Wang Luodan marries Huang Zongze, and they're seemingly like a really nice couple, but seems the husband has some skeleton in the closet in the past. And Yuan Hong is a policeman who's investigating the husband and cases related to him. And it's very short, so if it's kind of a nice suspense drama, it would be easy to binge it. I will try my best to get to it too, while trying to keep watching like Coroner and then definitely typing in and trying to also not forget Pages in 90s. So these are the dramas that are already airing. Then we have a drama that has just been scheduled that will go live on CCTV as well at the end of the month on the 30th. And that will be the long-awaited 爱奇艺, contemporary featuring Tibetan antelope and those epic stories. 生命树, Born to be Alive, which is 正午阳光's production, which is Hu Ge as the lead, and also Yang Zi. I wish every day has 48 hours, really, really sincerely. Then let's talk about a few more projects at different stages of production. During this week, first, we have a drama that has wrapped shooting. When I started, I did talk about it. It is kind of really making sense, but I actually haven't thought about combination of actors. The contemporary drama called 海岛舒服日志. English title is Take a Nap. That's led by Li Landi and Liu Haoran. They're both Central Academy in Beijing Theater Academy graduates, but they're of different, I think, years. This drama is finished shooting. They've released the trailer. It does look like a rather adorable kind of contemporary drama. It is two contemporary people who are in 2020s as young people in their 20s, somehow got time traveled, projected back in time, and they ended up in the 80s and 90s in a village on the coastline. I really do look forward to this drama. It kind of feels really nice, and also Liu Haoran hasn't really been in any dramas for a long time. He's kind of only exclusively doing movies for the last 10 years almost. Then we have a drama that actually has been in production for over 2 months, but they only just started kind of officially starting to promote it properly for whatever reason. It is a paradrama that will be airing on Mango once it's done. It's called Ming Lu, a Ming Dynasty Adventure. Yeah, that's like very matter of fact. Maybe you can just slightly add a little bit poetic touch on it. Don't overdo it, right? But like do not do it at all. This is a paradrama that's led by Wang Churan and Xin Yunlai. And it's very Ming Dynasty. Look at the costume. And this is another rebirth and do life again story that's very, very much like Blossom, 九重子, almost exactly. Basically, the female lead and the male lead met in the first lifetime, some tragedies happen, and they kind of relive. And then this time the girl is like, I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm not gonna basically make it difficult for you to sacrifice for me. So they have this sort of 2 lifetime plot. And the guy, I think in the first lifetime or the second, ended up being a eunuch, which is interesting to think about, like how that's gonna work. But the funny thing, when I look at the trailer, I immediately broke out laughing, was the official trailer from Mango used the soundtrack, the music, for editing. That is the exact same music I used for editing my video on Blossom, the drama with Li Yunrui and Meng Ziyi. That is also a rebirth story of 2 leads set in kind of Ming Dynasty. When I heard that first couple of notes, I was drinking literally, and I almost like destroyed my computer screen, because I'm always ahead of time a few years of things. Like that's what I noticed. I often notice things or do things a year or 2 ahead of when it actually got very popular in the world for whatever reason, and it kind of is just in my chart. So you can think of like I'm the other version of Wen Kexing, which is he's always late to do the right thing. He's like always missing the time, and I'm missing the time in another way. Let's see when the drama actually airs, whether it's gonna be another Blossom or it's just gonna be an unfortunate comparison to Blossom when people find like nothing is right about it. Then we have a drama that has just started shooting during this week. It's based on an existing novel IP called 嫁金钗. Again, people need to look at their English. It's called Transfer Golden Hairpin. I think what they mean is because marrying is like transferring, right, property, right? So that's like a very literal translation. But when you read it in English, transfer golden hairpin, people are gonna get very confused about what you mean. Youku drama, 30 episodes, just started production. It's gonna be led by Tian Xiwei and Yan An. Tian Shui, everybody knows now, I think. Yan An is not that Yan An. So we have like two actors who have the same name pronunciation but completely written differently. So the lead of this drama is another Yan An from the Yan An of Blossom Male Second. Tian Shui playing two characters, a good and a bad, who is marrying into this family under the pretense of she's being one character, but actually she's another person who just happens to look very similar to the person she's pretending to be. It does look like just another normal Chinese period idol drama. These are the specific drama news I've collected. And as we move closer to Chinese New Year coming up mid-February, we start to see movies promoting. We've got two movies during this week that has announced they're gonna go into the competition of Chinese Spring Festival slot. They do not look like the type of movie that's gonna quit halfway, which happened often previously, but this time I think these two are gonna stay. The first one is the Zhang Yimou movie that I've kind of joked about a little bit at the end of last year during the movie awards because it is becoming a sort of self-entertaining kind of thing. So this is the contemporary national security, so a contemporary espionage movie. 惊蛰无声. English title right now is Scare Out. And this is the movie that's led by everyone who's famous in Chinese entertainment, including the leads Yi Qianxi and Zhu Yilong. So they are titled as the two main leads. Then the rest are also very, very famous people, including Song Jia, Lei Jiaying, Yang Mi, Zhang Yi, and blah, blah, blah. Everyone is like super famous. Now, personally, looking at the poster, I feel it's a very boring poster. It has barely any design in it. And comparing to olden days Zhang Yimou movies, that poster is just nothing. Smell very dangerously not good because when you have like all the stars, right, on one poster, like you don't even know where to fit everybody. Usually that's not a good sign for good story. Another thing is this particular type of movie, spy movie, right, and it's set in 2020s China. It's gonna be really hard to make it within the genre a good and cool movie, watchable, but at the same time making sense. Because frankly speaking, during the last couple of years, there's so much advancement and development in technology, military technology in every sense, that I wonder who can actually think ahead of reality in terms of how actually spy work gets carried out in reality. I think creators who are not actually in national security probably has no idea about how it gets done these days in 2020s. It will be very different, say, compared to 10 years ago, how it gets done, or even 20 years ago. The other thing is Zhang Yimou as a filmmaker, it really is not his forte to make this type of movie, like a spy movie in 2020s. That's very mainstream, page-turning, thriller type of stuff. Previously, I think his best works are all in dramatic storytelling. That's what he's good at. Based on the trailer, also, when I look at it, I can't tell like it's anything different from usual movies, and even though it has Zhang Yimou's name attached to it, it may not read like Zhang Yimou at all, and it has too many famous people. Everyone is too famous, right? It's one of those movies that every face shows up you recognize, and it becomes quickly a huge fruit plate. All the beautiful fruit that gets cut and made into this shape and put out there, and it looks pretty, but it's decoration at the end of the meal. At least so far, based on the trailer, it reads not very, very positive. The other movie that has gotten announced during this week that will go into the Chinese New Year competition is Plowshare. The title so far I think is Blades of the Guardians. Plowshare is a quite well-known IP. It had I think anime, like two-dimensional iteration that was very highly praised, and it got made into a movie quite a while ago by the very famous kung fu director Yuan Heping, and then it features super famous actors also in this area who are in themselves are sometimes directors too. For example, this movie's lead is Wu Jing, but it also features many other super famous people like Xie Tingfeng, like Li Lianjie, right? How many years has it been since Li Lianjie took on an actual role in the movie that's a kung fu martial art movie? So this movie basically is filled with famous people in wuxia, in Chinese cinema that are still working and kicking and being able to do stuff. Not to mention it also features some newcomers that got famous in the last couple of years, like actor Yu Shi. So this movie initially should have actually screened at least half a year ago, like mid-25, but it ran into the problem of the scandal of one of the main actors who actually is very important to the story, Na Xi. The actress who got famous with quotation mark, and you can say how famous because she only really has one work that's known, which is the second movie of Fengshen that happened during Chinese New Year last year. So after she became the main character of the second movie and got famous, immediately it got found out that her college exam was very, very muddled up. There's fraud involved basically in her process of getting accepted by Theatre Academy, kind of killed her career. It's one of those things, if you get found out, no matter how many years it's been, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it's gonna be a huge blight on your record and there's no coming back from it. Because traditionally in Chinese culture, holding the justice of the exam system is one of the most important thing in the society. And ancient time, when people got found out they do any fraud in exam, they literally get their head cut off. Like, no matter how high your level is, there are huge cases in Chinese history where people commit crimes in that regard, and even till today in contemporary culture, obviously that's not punishable in that sense. But if your college exam gets found out there's any wrongdoing involved in it, it's like a societal death basically for you. Anyway, so she's not gonna have a career in acting from this point onwards forever. So she's got a major role that already finished shooting in this movie and it has to get reshot and completely redone. And they found an actress to take her position, but that means more production time and post-production time, and the movie gets delayed to this year, Chinese New Year. So even though it has gone through so many obstacles and hiccups, it's nice to see finally it could screen, and I sincerely hope it's a good movie because we need one. When I was looking at chats on my Discord that's specifically set up for Where Winds Meet, the game, for people on my guild, right? Everyone, when they talk about martial arts, movies, stuff, it's all old stuff. It's like super old, when Jet Li was like a young cucumber. Because currently we don't have anything. Like this thing is almost died out in cinema in China. And thinking about if China doesn't have it anymore, nowhere else will have it. That's a genre that's almost purely, singularly sort of created and then being produced by China. I do wish the best for this movie because it is like the single survivor of a whole genre. From now on to Chinese New Year, it's gonna be super busy for Dramaland and for me. Hope this period is not gonna disappoint me, also you, audiences watching Chinese dramas. Please take care. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.